First of all, my heart goes out to the family of the affected crew members that were senselessly killed in this thing. I'm sure by now most of y'all have heard that there was a live fire incident that occurred in Kuwait involving the Kuwaiti military, Kuwaiti M1A2 Abrams tank. Also present on the range was an American tank unit. This took place during a combined arms live fire in late February of 2025. A combined arms live fire has artillery, helicopters, close air support aircraft, tanks, sometimes infantry and engineers, all on the same range at the same time, conducting various different things. What occurred was that a Kuwaiti Abrams was hit twice and 2 crew members were killed. I'm going to go into greater detail, and please understand that this video is not about shock value or pointing the finger. It's just an explanation of what happened. I hate that stuff like this happens because it shouldn't. So without further ado, I'm going to roll in some footage of this just so you can see it throughout the video. There's other footage of this, but it's not, I'm not putting it in here. The Kuwaitis were operating 2 platoons of Abrams alongside a contingent of U.S. Army armor during a night iteration of the CALFEX, the Combined Arms Live Fire. And the Kuwaitis at the last minute changed the exercise parameters. What was supposed to have occurred is both elements, the Kuwaitis and the American tanks, were going to move up to about 1,000 meters, get online and conduct a volley fire. Pretty standard for an exercise like this. Everybody jumps up at once and fires and begins, firing. That was changed at the last minute, and when the Kuwaitis moved within 500 meters of the firing point, they began to open fire. Additionally, the Kuwaitis were not using their night vision. They were not using their DVEs for their drivers. A DVE is a driver's vision enhancer. What that does is it allows the driver to see. It takes one of their periscopes out and it pops this thing into where that periscope is, and it gives the driver night vision to be able to maneuver at night. If you've ever been around tank fire at night, it's incredibly blinding. It's incredibly distracting, especially when you have 2 platoons firing main gun, 2 platoons plus firing main gun. It's incredibly distracting, and it's chaotic. These factors caused the Kuwaiti ground force commander to lose command and control of the unit that turned a maneuver force into a gaggle. And due to the gaggling, one of the Kuwaiti tanks moved in front of another one and was fired upon twice. Due to, I believe, the lack of being able to see, the tank commander was up out of the hatch, and one of the rounds that hit the tank hit the TC's cupola and then struck the TC, killing him instantly. And then part of the round is believed to have deflected into the gunner's hatch, killing the gunner instantly, and then the loader received injuries as well. Very, very unfortunate. They were firing training Sabo and training MPAT. These were not service rounds. So this is a real tragedy. Everybody is really shaken up over it. When this kind of thing happens, it really shakes the armored community. And the U.S. is not immune to this. We had an incident at Fort Bliss in 2020, I believe it was 2020, where we had a tank fire upon another tank that did significant damage and caused significant injuries to that crew. I'm hoping stuff like this doesn't happen. And what are some lessons learned, right? You have to trust your equipment. You have to roll with your DVEs. From everything that I'm hearing, the partner force had DVEs, so that wasn't an issue. They could have fielded them. Also, don't change major exercise parameters at the last minute like that. I understand that fragos happen, fragmentary orders, they occur. But when you're changing stuff like that and you know that your unit is operating in a degraded mode where they don't have night vision, they have limited visibility, that creates chaos. It creates a recipe for disaster, and that disaster is unfortunately exactly what we saw occur on that range a few nights ago. Hopefully something like this does not happen again. Again, my thoughts and prayers go out to the families.